What gets in the way of you breathing a sigh of relief? My guess is you have quite the list, and we could go through those. We could spend all day going through, well, if this just doesn't happen, then. But how can we find some relief in this chaotic world in our days that can be long and complicated and sometimes burdensome? Well, we get an indication of how this can work out of Psalm 46, verses 7 through 9, when it says, "The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Come, behold the works of the Lord. See what desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes war cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire." God is our refuge. So thinking about, all right, what do we usually take refuge in? Do we take refuge in social media? Do we take refuge in certain, like, all right, I'm just going to consume, or I'm just going to binge watch? What are we doing? The ways that we cope. What do we usually take refuge in, and going, all right, what does it mean to take refuge in God? What does that begin to look like? Well, in verse 9, we get an indication of what this looks like when it says, "He makes war cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire." And we may be going, all right, that's not really what I'm dealing with. But we can hear this a little bit differently. We can think about this of going, all right, so God is going to give us refuge by tearing down those things that are really harmful. So if we're struggling in this life of thinking about, all right, how do we begin to let go of the things, of the ways that we have been wronged? What are the things we need to start saying and doing and not saying and not doing? What is connected to God and what is not? Have we built barriers that are not healthy for us and anyone else? Have we stepped back from receiving of love because there is a fear or a discomfort or a sense of not worthy? Of recognizing that God's refuge actually has us taking stock of every aspect of our lives, of going, all right, what do I need to let go of? And what do I need to be practicing? What do I need to start doing? Where do I need to be paying attention? And so if we're looking for God's relief, of God bringing us some relief in our day to day, what are the words that need to change? What are the things we need to let go of? What are the things we need to begin practicing? How do we need to let a little more love into our lives? And this is the great thing. We can ask God for help in all of that. We can pray and ask God for God's guidance in how to go about. And so my hope is that as you are seeking a little relief in this world, as you are looking for a little more peace of mind, that you find it with God.